live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's the one, it's the only, the unexpected thrill of a lifetime podcast. Welcome all. Welcome just one of you. Welcome to the podcast. It's episode 13. Ooh. Spooky. You know, people are saying maybe I should have skipped the 13th episode instead of the 11th, but that's not how things work out sometimes, folks. Sorry. It's April 26th, Monday, 9 a.m. if you're listening to the premiere. If not, you can get there next week. Y'all need to do me a favor, and if you're listening, give this a like or subscribe if you haven't already. You know, a lot of people look at the views on YouTube and they go, wow, not a whole lot of listeners. And I love that question. I love answering it. But the reality is, this is also on streaming platforms. Some of you are on, Spotify, and some are on YouTube, and that's just the way it is. But it doesn't matter because we're slowly hand-picking an empire here. But just know that I appreciate every single one of you, and that I spend about an hour each week planning for this show. There's not much prep, but the prep that's there is just for you. To go right in your pocket, or in your ears, or into cyberspace, as it were. Oh yeah, listen to that crowd. We're going live. We were actually in a helicopter going over the city, planning the show. That's how we get perspective. We go way up there, get in the helicopter, look at the crowds, look at the people. Honestly, it's not very inspiring. But by this time next week, it'll be May already. You may be inclined to listen. I don't know. Oh, man. What a great show. Like I said, it's the unexpected thrill of a lifetime podcast. And if you're just joining and you haven't listened to the back catalog, I'll just give a quick refresher. The Unexpected Thrill of a Lifetime is a podcast for you to just go and unwind. I put it at the beginning of the week so that it comes out when you're at work. And if you're at lunch or you're bored or you need something to do and you want to roll your eyes, you can pull up the podcast and go, oh shit, he's got a new episode just for me. Wow. It suddenly got a lot quieter in here, didn't it? Oh man, we had 420 in the last week. I did some experimenting with some crazy drugs that day. I'll talk about it a little later. We had Oscar night last night. I'll tell you, I had the Oscar fever. How about you? Pour me some bubbly now. It's all you gotta do. It's Christmas in Tinseltown, the night of the award. Pop up some popcorn now and climb on aboard. That's right. I haven't watched yet, but Tim Heidecker's special comes out, and I got my ticket, and it's going to be fun to see who's going to win and who's going to lose, and all that kind of stuff. Oh man. Good things are happening. It's nice outside. Check it out. Enjoy. Get a new hobby. Throw a frisbee around. Go for a boat ride or something. Because your life is about to change in a fantastic way. That's right. We're in the roaring 20s right now. 2021. Well, I think it's safe to say that, nobody had a good time in 2021. Unless you're a crazy billionaire that, nobody you knew got COVID or something. But Oh, we got a lot of great features for you this week. I've been working on some stuff. We got obviously, the fake commercial of the week. It's not a full commercial. I'm just gonna read from it. We got FFN News. I'm gonna talk about Philly a little bit and the vaccine rollout. We got our album of the week, the movie of the week. The Book of Madness is no more. No, it wasn't destroyed. I still have it, but I read a lot of the good sections out of it. I'm going to be writing some of my own sections for it to keep it going. But in the meantime, I know most of it didn't really make sense or wasn't really that funny anyway. But yeah, so we're going to talk about, a lot of different stuff today. We're going to talk about Chihuahua news. I don't know if I said it already, but the views of a driver story, and it's gonna be really exciting. Like I said, episode 13. Episode 11 kind of disappeared into the void, so don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. You don't need to worry about that. At least I don't think so. Oh man, but this week in Philadelphia, we had some pretty good weather. The cold's finally going away for good. We're getting sunshine, everything's blooming, all the purple and pink trees and everything like that. And the vaccine rollout is going crazy. Pretty much anybody can get it now. And I tried on Monday night last week. I just tried to sign up for it. I went to RiteAid.com and I literally scheduled my appointment within minutes. I went there the next day, which was Tuesday at 10 a.m. and I got the shot before I even knew he gave it to me. Before I knew it, he gave it to me and it was over. And I was like, God damn, that was easy. It was so easy, no side effects. The second day my arm was like a little heavy. Now I know what they mean by that. But that was it. And of course I got it on 420. You know I had to experiment with some crazy shit that day, you know. But hey man, I'm excited to get my second and excited to put this hopefully behind us for now. Unless you're in India, things are going rough in India. They're reporting 300,000 cases per day and over 2,000 people die each day. Our hearts go out to India and the Indian people, and they're great people. We love them a lot, and they're just terrific people. This was a virus that didn't come from India. No, it didn't. A lot of people know where it came from. Other people don't like to talk about it. Well, we did a good job on handling the virus, much better than the current administration. Some say even a little too good of a job. Well, thank you, Donald. That was Donald Trump joining in there for his take on it. One other thing I'd like to announce is the telethon. I am writing in the works a live stream telethon special for FFN News. It's a sort of a pseudo fundraiser. I'm not actually going to be like asking for money or anything, but it's going to be a live show, and it's going to feature some phone calls and some silliness. I don't want to give too much away, but look for that in the coming months, and it should be exciting. Just to get back to Philly real quick, Pennsylvania is lowering some of its, COVID restrictions this week and this month. They're going to allow more bar seating. They're opening up more of the outdoor dining and letting people sit a little closer. They're finding that obviously when you're outside, there's a little bit smaller of a chance of getting the virus, but just heed and take warning that I know people that have still gotten it outside. just being around other people without masks on. So stay safe, because there's a lot of people who aren't planning on getting the vaccine, and we don't want them to make you sick or sick again or whatever. But anyway, I've talked the vaccine to death. Wasn't that great? We love abrupt song changes. Oh, but anyway, we're going to get over to the rest of the news, the FFN news, the news that you know is fake but still sort of silly. But real quick, this week's FFN news is brought to you by a new sort of terrorizer in the community. That's right, with COVID restrictions easing and amusement parks opening up more and more by the day, you can come to Seven Flags for the new Devastator roller coaster. That's right. The Devastator roller coaster is the largest roller coaster on the planet. It goes 2 miles in the air, and then obviously straight down as a roller coaster does, but then it goes underwater for 2 minutes. That's right, there's been several casualties already in just the testing of this ride, but only the great survive, really. You plunge under the depths of the water. You get to see, some of the sea creatures and floating garbage and things like that you'd get in an amusement park. And if you make it to the other side, it turns out you were not devastated by by the ride or any of your choices. So look for that more this spring, opening up at Seven Flags. That's right, the Devastator roller coaster. Can you survive the devastation? Well, that sounds pretty great. I'm going to be making my way over to Seven Flags, I know that. But without further ado, your favorite, my favorite, the one and only, the world-renowned FFN News. FFN News with your host, Daniel Fisher. That's right, this is our first live recording of the FFN News. I'm not going to ask everybody to quiet down because that would be counterproductive. FFN News Corporations. CEO of Hobby Lobby changes name to Hobbyist Lobbyist. That's right, a lot of these chains need to start changing their name to really signify more of what they're into and what they do. FFN News Nutrition. Nutritionists and scientists and doctors out there all unanimously agree chocolate is the meat group of candy. We all love a little bit of chocolate. Maybe you got some in your Easter basket or things like that. The chocolate, let's just really put this out there. I think it definitely is. It's sort of the meat group. You know, there's a lot of different chocolate stuff out there, but then there's a lot of other different snacks and jelly beans and sour stuff. And, the chocolate is sort of the wholesome thing that brings it all together. Not everybody likes it. I like it a little too much. FFN News Politics. Liz Cheney considers the shoot-you-in-the-face maneuver when it comes to some of her political rivals and people that are trying to outcast her. I never really thought too much of Liz Cheney, but she's been in the news lately as one of the people, that are honestly kind of the voice of reason in terms of the big lie and Trump and everything like that. It's crazy stuff, but... FFN News Pillow Man. This isn't really fake news, but the Pillow Man released his own media company called Frank Speech, which was supposed to be a social media site where you could make all kinds of profiles and share videos and things like that. Turns out it's just a live stream full of lies. It's probably the funniest thing that I've seen that is supposed to be serious in recent time. In fact, it's probably the funniest thing since Rudy at the Four Seasons. It's just unbelievable. So check that out and let us know. Last one, FFN News drugs. Apparently, Molly is pretty popular with the kids these days. Everyone is raving about it. That's all for the FFN News today. Like I said, I'm your host, Dan Fisher. Thanks for... all right. Well, thank you. Wow, look at that. Standing ovation for that. I mean, geez. Listen, I know a lot of people like it. It's a great segment. It's really a great segment, but it's not always the greatest headlines ever or anything. But I just think that it's worth noting the easy targets, the standouts, and the people who are completely full of shit and hypocrisy. There's a lot of them out there, but don't worry, folks. We're keeping an eye on it. We're keeping an eye on it. All right, so now we're going to get into our sort of, where the hell is it? Our sort of, our music section of the show, where I talk about the album of the week. Now, every week I choose an album that I think is very good and very worth listening to. So you probably have heard these because they are classics, but if you haven't, check them out. Put them on while you're working or you're digging around in the yard or doing something like that. It's good stuff, man. Headbanging shit. Well, not always, but... This week's album of the week is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Now, if you know anything about hard rock bands, and I'm hoping you do... Come on, Guns N' Roses, known as the loudest loudest rock band in history. Savages, all five of them. In this album you got the original lineup: Axl Rose, Izzy Stradlin, Duff McKagan, Slash, born as Saul Hudson. Bet you didn't know that. And who am I? Oh, and Steven Adler, the drummer who only made it for one album. That's a classic, like, rock kind of silly thing. Like, it reminds me of Spinal Tap when they constantly are just auditioning and having new drummers because for whatever reason every drummer dies or things like that. The one actually exploded into a beam of light on stage and another one just automatically took his place. I mean, that is hilarious. But anyway, I love Guns N' Roses. I keep them firmly perched in my top 5 or 6. But Appetite for Destruction is their best, with hits like Welcome to the Jungle, It's So Easy, Night Train, Paradise City, Rocket Queen, Mr. Brownstone, Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, come on. It's So Easy. I mean, look at this. This is a song or an album that you can put on to do some really good headbanging shit. I mean, Slash, he's still trying to go back with that same guitar rig and that same room and the same temperature, everything like that, and tries to get that same amazing sound. But if you know anything about guitar like I do, the sound that he got on that album is some of the best recorded rock guitar ever, and it's really a perfect album. The only segment of the album that has any kind of synthesizer or computerized method is Paradise City, the the sort of horn in the beginning. And other fun fact, it is the last album to mainstream rock album of that era to be recorded analog, like not with a solid state soundboard. So that gives it more of an authentic sound and is a little deeper and richer than some other stuff. And you know, I'm a big fan of music. I think rock has definitely gone downhill ever since, I guess, the mid '90s. I mean, I don't know. You can barbecue me for that one, but I really feel that way. I feel there's a lack of really good guitar-driven music out there. And I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of smaller acts and everything like that. But look, we just lost Van Halen. We're losing some of the greats. A lot of people haven't toured because of COVID, obviously. So, our hearts go out to them, I guess. But one last thing I want to say about them is I saw Guns N' Roses live a few years ago. Unfortunately, it was just Axl and some of his, newer musicians. But the guys are back together. They're coming out with another tour in 2022. And hopefully a new album in 2021 / sort of hinted at. But it's fantastic. And it's awesome. And they're a great 5-piece band. I love them. So check it out. Anyway, we're going to move the show along here now. And let's see. What do we got for you? I think what we're going to do is now we're going to talk about the movie of the week. Now this one is another kind of oldie. It's kind of random and out of left field, but since we've talked so much about candy, I'm going with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Now you're probably saying, really? And no, I don't mean the one with Johnny Depp. I mean the original with Gene Wilder. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. I mean, the movie is fucking magical. I don't care what anybody says. It's hilarious. It holds up. It's a good freaking movie. I love Gene Wilder. He is one of those actors where you go, where the hell did he go? What happened to him? He's still alive. And fun fact, Gene Wilder had a house in LA and in that area in California. And it was bought by Elon Musk recently. And he had this house, and he just had it in his possession because Gene Wilder had sort of a custom-made, sort of quirky house that had, some interesting aspects to it. So Elon Musk is holding on to this piece of property because what do you do if you have a lot of money and you're the richest person in the world? You buy a property. And so he meets Gene Wilder's grandson, who doesn't have enough money to live there or to buy the house or anything like that. So Elon Musk drops the price to a fraction of what it was so that Gene Wilder's grandson can live in the house that his grandfather lived in for many years. And, we like Elon Musk on this on the show. And, also, quick fun fact, I found out that Elon Musk is going to be hosting SNL next Saturday with musical guest Miley Cyrus. I know SNL goes in and out in terms of its quality and laughs and everything, but I'm looking forward to that one because I'll watch anything that Elon Musk does. And this is a little bit is an Elon Musk heavy podcast, but he also just got 4 more people into space, and they're going to the International Space Station. I mean, look at this. What the hell, man? This is great. We had this should have been some FFN news, but the Mars rover, the Perseverance, is up there now. It tested its oxygen breathing machine to see if it could make oxygen for astronauts up there. And in 2 hours, it made enough for an astronaut to be able to breathe for 10 minutes. So that's something. That's something. And that happened on 420. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, it happened on 420, and also at the same time, it also lit up and smoked a joint on Mars. So that was pretty interesting. We didn't see that one coming. But ooh. Listen to this. Listen to this nature that's happening. Ah, yes. Now it's time for morning meditation. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. I hope everybody gets to enjoy the nice springtime weather. Get out, check out maybe a national park or a zoo or something like that. And enjoy. Dip your toe in the water. Think of yourself as a pyramid as you sit cross-legged out in a spot that only you know about. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. I'm not a a lead meditation man or anything like that. Without further ado, I think it's time for the beef. Oh yeah. You know me. I'm Dan Fisher. I am here. Oh, thank you. The clapping and cheering section, they're just amazing. They're doing God's work today. Let me just tell you, they're absolutely fantastic. All right, now we're going to talk about Views of a Driver. This is a segment of the show where I discuss crazy stories and things that have happened to me on the road in my my last few jobs. I've been a parts delivery driver, an Amazon driver, a full-time Uber and Lyft driver. I've driven to the gates of hell, folks. And this week, sort of a short story, but one that is kind of a little frightening and not something you want to run into every day. I got my package. I got my package delivering music on. I'm coming up to this house that's just, off kind of by itself a little bit, And, just sort of in a rural area. I get out of my van. I got the package under my arm. I do the 3-point exit of the van. You got 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot on the van, 1 hand on the handle. That lets you deep into that van. But anyway, I get out and I'm walking to the front door, and I get there. I put the package down. I deliver it. I take the picture. I send the picture, and I'm walking back to the van. Easy one. Everything's going just right. No problem. Here we go. And I'm walking down the steps. I go to take my last step, which is a big one. I reach my leg out far in front of me, and what is it between my legs on the step below me but a big snake. I'm telling you, this thing was like as thick as my wrist. You could see the individual scales on it. I think it had a diamond-shaped head. I was scared as fuck. It was freaking out because I was over top of it. And, again, it's not a really great story, but if you put yourself in that spot, you'd give a, oh shit. So I quickly got in the van, and the snake started constricting and destroying the van. No, I'm just joking. I actually had a big, giant German Shepherd dog run up to the van and start smacking its big-ass paws into the front door of the van. That was kind of scary, but, who knows, man? These animals are crazy. They're out there. They're doing their thing, and oh man. Anyway, thank you for listening to the features of the Evil Carousel and the Unexpected Thrill of a Lifetime podcast. We've got new listeners and a fire truck of entertainment. We're driving to your burning down house. You're thinking, ooh, I need some content. I need something to make me laugh. I need something to make me cry. Well, I think you've come to the right place, and we want to keep our community growing. I'm going to be hopefully getting some new guests on the show soon. If anybody wants to be a guest, pretty much anybody has an open invitation. We're going to be silly. We're going to talk all kinds of random stuff, and I don't think you're going to be able to find better entertainment anywhere else. Our episodes are consistently 30 to 40 minutes. I'm going to keep that going just each week. I'm going to talk about some other stuff. We might be phasing some other things out. As you may have noticed, there was no Book of Madness. There was no Pizza Tour. But we got through it anyway, didn't we? That's right. I love you guys. I'm over 3,000 packages delivered now in my job. And we're going to keep that count going, and we're going to take a good look at it because we've got some great numbers and we've got some terrific people. And I think we're going to do a good job. And boy, this is a pretty Trump-heavy episode. I just love doing his voice. What can I say? But anyway, we're going to be wrapping it up now. Let me know what you think of the show. Thanks for listening. You can go back and listen to the back catalog, like I said, on Spotify, Google Play, Anchor Podcast, Public Radio, all those places. Or check it out like you have it on YouTube and become a fan, become a member. Like I said, we got some new programs coming, like the telethon, which I want to do in the next month. That's going to be great, and more music will hopefully be coming out. Go back, check out the Chihuahua Battle Song. Oh, I almost forgot. We have one more segment called Chihuahua News. There's a new Chihuahua to talk about, and his name is Prancer. And apparently he's the worst dog on the internet. This lady is marketing him as the worst dog. He barks at everyone, apparently. He's whatever. His picture looks adorable. He's a nice little Chihuahua. He's trying to find a home. I love that name, Prancer. Prancer for a Chihuahua. It's hilarious. But in the meantime, I just got little Peppa. Man, she can be a real pain in the ass sometimes. I'll tell you, she shits more than I do, and she's like a tenth my size. Oh well, we still love her anyway, and we love her, and we're gonna continue to love her. And a lot of people are saying they love her, so we're gonna keep that going. Anyway, I just want to say thanks again. I said thank you so many times. I will continue to say thank you, and I will always say thank you. because you are the beautiful listeners, and this is the end of the show.